Hey everyone, this is Cole Mason from Mason Woodshop here in London, Ontario, Canada. I've made a few really nice upgrades to my shop this year and I can't wait to show you in this video. Let's take a look. All right, so let's just start with a general overview of my one-car garage shop. So this is approximately 20 feet long and about 12 feet wide. And right now I am very happy with the overall layout and general storage that I have in the shop right now. So it has kind of gradually become more of a woodworking cabinet making shop with some laser capabilities, but a little less of a shared family space than it was during my tour earlier this year. So let's start in the corner over here as far as some of the details. And we actually have the biggest upgrade that I've done in the shop, and that is going from a single shared 15 amp circuit to an entire electrical panel here. So this is actually the main panel for the house now, with the other panel becoming the a sub panel off of this one. So basically unlimited access to power. We have 200 amp service. So it's been awesome to run electrical throughout the entire garage. I have a dedicated video on that, so I'm not gonna focus too much on it. We've got some ladder storage, and one of the big tricks for me is making sure that the 4-foot ladder is accessible. If it was tucked behind the larger ladder, I would be using the stool to kind of climb up onto things. So having it always accessible is kind of the best way to do it. This steel cabinet is new to the shop as of a couple months ago, and this has just been a great way to organize just kind of all the stuff that was generally loose on shelves and that sort of thing in here. So we've got some kids' toys, yard equipment, that sort of thing. So just really nice to have stuff that is used a little more often than I'd like to keep in the shed. So the shed is in the back part of the yard, so having that there is super handy. We've got some clamp storage up there. We've got some lumber storage. And over here, we have kind of one of the things that I have been focusing on quite a bit in the shop, and that is some lasers. So this is the xTool S1 20-watt diode laser. It's been a great tool, and right now it's sitting on my miniature DIY MFT. So I made this MFT originally for domino work. However, I quickly got into the laser side of things, so it has kind of taken over. I do have the xTool P2 CO2 laser coming soon, and I plan to build a bit of a cabinet with some drawer storage over here as it becomes more of a permanent fixture in the shop. We then have some Festool sustainers, so drills, cordless brad nailer, just kind of one of the DeWalt ones, jigsaw, and domino. And here we have my compact table saw. This is the SawStop Compact. Like this table saw, use it 5 or 6 times a year, so not something that I use quite regularly, but I am generally very happy with it. The cut quality is really good. So, and the little cart is good in that the MFT right here kind of becomes the outfeed for it when I am breaking down some smaller parts. So the MFT that you see here is 80 inches long, and I believe about 38 inches wide. Although I have been converting my shop to metric, but still talking in inches. And I've got a whole series on how I built this and why I built it. And there have been a couple of additions this year, and the first one is the Bench Dogs fence. So I absolutely love this fence. It's all metric. They do sell other versions as well. Nice little flip stops. And the other thing that I have from Bench Dogs as well is the quad MFT hinge system, which has been absolutely amazing. So much better than the little clips that I was using attached to dogs from UJK, although UJK does make some amazing accessories, including the Parf jig system, which I used to drill all the holes on this MFT. And this tabletop has held up extremely well over, I believe, like the 3+ years that I've had it. So not only have I not had to replace it, and there are, like, you'll see cuts in it and that sort of thing, but it doesn't impact any of the accuracy, but the Osmo Polyx finish, and yeah, you'll see scratches here and there, but I've painted things on here, I've glued things up, everything wipes off so well, and it's still on the original 2 or 3 coats that I did when I finished this table a couple of years ago. So it has held up extremely well. And if you are interested in making your own MFT, I highly recommend checking out my video series on that. One of the other additions or upgrades that has just kind of happened in the last couple of days is some new steel doors. So we've gone from a hollow wood door to the outside to this nice steel door, and another new steel door over here. And you'll then find another, probably my most, this is just gonna be one of the best additions to the shop. So this is a 6,000 watt electrical heater, and I've been using this the last couple of mornings. It's been like 5 or 6 degrees Celsius in the mornings, and this helps to get the shop from an interior temperature of about 10 degrees up to about 18 in just a matter of about half an hour. And then it comes on maybe once every half hour for a couple minutes just to maintain that temperature. And that's with no insulation up here. So that is something that I would like to do probably next year, is insulate the roof and the part over there, just so that I'm not losing as much heat. But for now, this is going to make my shop useful in January and February, which I've never been able to use the shop in those months just because it's often around freezing in the shop. So this corner is another spot where there's been a lot of cleanup recently, and you'll see that I have this wall control pegboard. I love this stuff. So I'll go over the one that I installed over here in a little bit. I know this has been popping up in a few YouTube shop videos recently. I paid for this all on my own. This wasn't provided by Wall Control, but absolutely thrilled with that. The accessories for it are amazing, and the price is generally pretty fair for what you get. So this is kind of like my hardware store over here. I do have a couple of drawer units from Festool coming that are gonna go right here to help even a little bit more with storage. Then we have, let me zoom out right here so you can see this whole wall over here. So these cabinets that I built a few years ago just kind of continue to hold up so well. I really like these big wide drawers. We've got a bit of a bigger TV than I had before, another wall control unit over here. With some of the stuff I use. I just spend a lot of time in the shop. So usually what I do is I'll have kind of a yard chair right here so that I can watch TV. So football is starting today, so I'm definitely going to be watching a good amount of football in the shop while I do some editing. But this unit is great. So got track saw, oscillating tool there, some hardware storage, cordless pin nailer, Craig cabinet jig, pocket hole jigs. So I do really like sustainers for storage. I know that they're expensive for what you get, but for me, it's been really nice to have those in the shop. As far as the drawers, and getting into some of those details, this is kind of a miscellaneous drawer, kind of with like more officey type items, miscellaneous hardware, generally in bags and labeled. The drawer over here, and this is one that has changed since my previous shop tour. There was no organization in it before. I got these cheap plastic containers, which generally work pretty well, but I still just can't figure out good plier storage. I bought these racks. I was originally going to do some of the Kaizen foam, but some people recommended against that. So this rack was something I wanted to try. I don't like it. It might be a little bit more efficient from a storage perspective, but I think what it has done is it has kind of clued me into, like, I do want to move to some Kaizen foam, but rather than having pliers positioned like this, I'm probably going to position them all like that just to optimize storage, because this drawer is about 3 inches deep. So it is going to accommodate a lot of pliers in that kind of positioning. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing in here. Got some layout tools and that sort of thing. Let's check down here. So here we have some more miscellaneous layout tools, corner clamps, that sort of thing. Here we get into all of my MFT accessories. Right here, got some router bits, some other router accessories. I absolutely love the M-Power CRB7. I have always meant to do a video on it. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I love this from an edge guide perspective. We get a little bit of a miscellaneous drawer here. So everything from some air nailers, reciprocating saw, chisels wrapped up over there, some edge banding. And then we really get into a miscellaneous drawer. So this is like a big deep drawer just with like everything from bottle jacks, staple gun, DeWalt charger, some extension cords, all that sort of thing. And on the side over here, and this helped to clean things up a good amount, but here's kind of my battery storage place. So I got these really nice holders. I forget the brand that they're from. Let's see if it's on there. Stealth mounts. So these stealth mounts, I think I have a video on those, but they are absolutely awesome at storing batteries from all sorts of brands. Corner over here, got some masonry work to do over there to help repair some things. We've got some sawhorses, my 1400 millimeter tracks. Then we get over to this wall right here, which was kind of like the hardboard pegboard, and it was messy. Anytime I would like take a wrench off, well, the peg would come off as well. But moving to this wall control unit has been absolutely amazing. Again, paid for it all myself. Just kind of nice to be able to take off a wrench without losing the peg. And what's also nice with the miter saw is that I can just stack a sustainer on here and it's kind of perfect. So when I'm doing sort of trim work and that sort of thing, Got some woodpecker squares, and then these metal strips just to kind of hold all sorts of bits and other squares and that sort of thing. Now this was very purposefully built to have this one long drawer, which holds like my TSO stuff, UJK accessories, just kind of anything that's really long and would be really annoying to store is all in this one long drawer, which has been absolutely amazing. It's something that people, when other woodworkers tour my shop, they're like, oh, that's a great idea. So let's see how long that is. Open it up. So the drawer is just over 51 inches or 1,300 millimeters. So really, really, really happy with that. And also really good storage underneath. So we have kind of my CXS 12, some dust accessories, sanders, and my OF 1010 router. It's the only router I'm using right now. I don't do any heavy duty work. When I do need a more powerful router, I will get the OF 1400, but the 1010 is just such an amazing router from Festool. Got some more hardware over there as well. Moving to the miter saw, and then let's take a look at this. So this was stored in a different spot before. Nothing exciting for woodworking in here. This is kind of chemicals, oils, bug spray, anything to make fire, all together, of course. But just kind of nice and out of the way. And we've also used some magnetic hooks to hold things on the side, which has been super handy. Then we have the Makita. So I think it's the LS20 or 1019L, so 10-inch miter saw, but really, really nice. So the dust collection on this is pretty good. There are a handful of videos out there comparing it to like the Festool Capex and a few others. So this miter saw it's great for what I use, as much as I would like to upgrade to the Capex at some point. It's a really hard thing for me to justify. And I've got it on this stand right here. And in the top drawer, we have my drill bits. And this was kind of a big thing that I want to organize a bit more than before, where it was just kind of like a whole bunch of stuff kind of randomly all over the place. So we kind of have my all-purpose, just kind of cheapo drill bits, some broad points mixed in there. Then we have some nicer Festool CenterTech bits. CenterTech chuck has been amazing. Like, it's absolutely perfectly, not square, but it's just kind of like perfectly centered every single time. Some countersinks, hole saws, Forstner bits in there, some long drill bits. This accessory is awesome. Connect it to my Festool dust extractor. Can basically then put it on the wall like that, drill, and there's no dust. So basically it's like full-on dust extraction for when you're drilling holes, which is absolutely amazing. Sanding drawer. This is kind of the next project to organize. Just got all sorts of sandpaper. When sandpaper went on sale, I would buy kind of all sorts of grits, and yeah, got different sizes. There's not much organization in here. I mean, I can find what I need relatively fast enough, but it's something that does need a bit more organization. Under here, so we've got, I generally keep like all the manuals for all my tools in that accordion folder. We've got my 12-inch disc sander, which is kind of my go-to stationary sander. I don't need the spindle sander that I had before. And some miscellaneous laser materials in there. Most of my laser stuff is stored downstairs right now though. Then moving over here, so we have my Festool CT MIDI. This dust extractor is the most used tool, the best tool that I've ever purchased. Just nothing bad to say about it. It's got Bluetooth. It has, which allows me to basically turn it on just with this little button right there, which is awesome. Some of my tools that have Bluetooth on them, it will automatically turn on. And I also do have the Festool Cyclone on top, which does just kind of ease some of the pressure on the filter bags that you need with the CT MIDI. Drill press and some miscellaneous storage. I use the drill press 2 or 3 times a year. I don't have a better spot to put it because sometimes the stuff that I'm drilling does kind of go all the way from the MFT over to it. So it's an annoying thing to have in the shop just because I don't use it very often. But right now it is out of the way enough that it can also act as a support, so I can just crank this up or down depending on kind of what I'm cutting on the miter saw. So overall, I think that's the right spot for it. And just something that I haven't highlighted too much is you'll just see all of the electrical outlets everywhere. I absolutely love it. Other thing with electrical is that all my shop lights, and I would like to overhaul this a little bit this winter. I have 4 4-foot LED lights that I've had in here for I think 7 years, but now they're all connected to a light switch, and that light switch drives I think 4 different outlets up there. So when I do want to bring in some more lights, I can just plug them into those outlets and they'll all be connected. But I have kind of basically mirrored the same electrical setup over there with 20 amp outlets, as well as these 240 volt NEMA, are they 1615P? I forget exactly what these are, but those can easily be swapped to any sort of other outlet that I need at 240 volts, which is awesome. Just some general storage underneath there. Rigid shop vac, some yard stuff, hockey sticks. Any Canadian needs to have hockey sticks, and electrical cords, networking type stuff, and just some like construction lumber and general storage over here. So I think that about wraps up my 1-car garage shop. I feel like for the space, this is about as efficient as I can get. Now, when I do build something for my new laser that's coming, that little portable MFT will likely come over here. So then this stuff will probably just be in front of this spot right here. So sometimes I do move the MFT and pivot it around and that sort of thing, move it out onto the driveway. But more often than not, it is in this position right here, which is kind of the best position. So it gives me a huge amount of cutting capacity. And it is nice that it's on caster so I can move it whenever I need to. But yeah, thanks for watching this shop tour. And there are a few things that will probably be improving over the next few months. So I'll probably have another shop tour sometime early 2025. But for now, this is my upgraded Mason wood shop. Thanks for watching. Bye.